computer.
Okay. Hello. It says we're recording, so yay us.
What's behind me? Behind me. I figure we need a bit of music. Just
Absolutely.
to, like we've had so much problem with technology this morning, so let's just
But it's all good. Yeah, music is always on in my house.
Exactly.
Always.
It just shifts your energy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what? There's a music for every single vibe.
I know.
Like, doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, there's music to go with it. That's what I love about music.
Oh my God, me too. Like it just, I don't know, like it's, let me turn that off now. No, I can't get rid of the music. Yes. You can't
get rid of the music, that's fine. We can deal with music. It's all good.
You gotta laugh, don't you? You just gotta laugh.
You do. And that's one of my things with life, like it is what it is, and
Yeah, I know. And you can't stress about it. You can't stress about it's small stuff at the end of the day. This is all small, irrelevant stuff. First world problems that we're having.
Yeah, someone said to me years ago, will it matter in 5 years' time?
Will it matter in one day?
Exactly. 95% of the stuff we stress about, well, more than that, 99.5% of the stuff we stress about, really, will it matter in 5 years? No. We make changes on a daily basis, and we have options on a daily basis. We make choices on a daily basis, and that is. I mean, obviously, if you're deciding, am I going to rob a bank or not today, then that might make a difference in 5 years' time.
Maybe.
But,
yeah. I know.
Unless you don't get caught, but
That's true. Don't get caught. That's the plan. Don't get caught.
Absolutely.
Oh, Corinne, so much. Thanks so much for joining Wisdom Wednesdays. And I love what this means for me. So I've really got to do something. God, I'm technology man. I'm just going to move you over there because my camera's here. My camera's was over there. So at least I'm kind of in line with you now when I'm talking. I love what this Wisdom Wednesday is about, because it really is just about like bringing on everybody who is ready to kind of share, step into the arena a little bit more, practice speaking. For myself, it's exactly the same reason. This is for me as well. This is for me to kind of step into more leadership and, learn to speak without the buts and the ands. And you've got to just show up. You've got to be able to do it. You can't do this by hiding. We have to kind of put ourselves out there to be able to do it. And, last week we had Ali May on, and she is, this is hilarious. Now, what was I saying? So I had Ali May on last week, and she's very, very used to speaking podcasts and on stage. She's kind of renowned in her in her field, in her impact that she's doing, for the world. And it was a beautiful gift that she gave me as well, because she gave me tools to be able to support, in the interview process. She gave, I noticed my own fears come up interviewing somebody with a status, and how I changed. I can't actually watch that back. I feel really uncomfortable watching it. So it was awesome. Like, it's awesome. Like, every time we do something, there's another lesson. So it's incredible. So, like, to have you on, Corinne, like, it's amazing. This is the first time you've done this kind of thing.
It is. I've never done it before, but there's a lot of things at the moment that I've never done before, and so I'm massively stepping out of my comfort zone in so many areas of my life at the moment. It's amazing.
So how does that
feel? Doing a full house renovation at the same time, so hence all the stuff behind me, because my office has half the house in it. So so I do apologise for all the stuff.
That's good.
Just pretend that's not there.
Well, this has only just been, I've been in here, this is 2 weeks because we've been renovating as well. So I have now got my office back. So, yeah,
That's
so
great.
it's exciting when it all happens.
Yes. Well, we're getting close to a couple of rooms being completely finished. So, and
Yeah.
one of them will be my office and clinic and all that stuff. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. So awesome, like that stretch, isn't it? Like that, and and what that makes you feel. Like, how does it make you feel when you stretch? I mean, what are the emotions that come up? Let's talk about like the interview, like getting this ready to go.
Yeah,
Because I think that's so real. Like, it's such a real conversation.
absolutely. And I mean, I'm tending at the moment, because so much is changing for me, I'm tending to just say, you know what, let's just do this and then we'll work it out later. So I say yes to things and then I go, can I swear on here?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? 100%. Give yourself permission to just be your fucking self, whatever that needs to be today.
Okay. Yeah. So it was a bit like, yeah, sure, I'll do that for you, Shazzy. And then I went, can I do this? I don't know. Okay. And so it's been the last couple of weeks. And then when you asked me to write my bio, and I'm like, what do I say in my bio even? Like, I don't know. Who am I? And this is why I came up with that thing of, that is part of my bio, is that I am a work in progress. And I'm I think we're all a work in progress, because we're all, if you're not a work in progress, I'm sorry, you are not on this planet, surely. That's just my thing. Some
Yeah.
people,
Your perspective. Your
whatever.
perspective's welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's my thing, is that I am going through a lot of growth and a lot of changes, and stepping into a lot of stuff that's scary if I look at it that way. But yeah, I'm just trying to go with the flow of, and trust in myself, trust in the universe, that I am supported. I have people around me that, like I was saying to you before off air, that the lady that I'm doing the women's circles with, talk and cheese in so many ways, and it's working beautifully, because she's very much dot the I's and cross the T's. I's very much, yeah, it'll happen, whatever. And so she's got me dotting more I's and crossing T's, and I do it the other way around sometimes, but and she's going with the flow more, and I think that's part of my growth as well.
100%. And have you always been of the flow, or have you been more dot the I's? Like, if I put it even in a different way, like, have you surrendered a lot? Have you been through a path of like control, kind of holding on and trying to control the boat?
Absolutely. Yeah, control used to be a big thing.
And the reason I say that, because I can relate, because that's definitely been my journey. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't get me wrong, I'm not all about go with the flow. I do still try and control things, but I'm trying more to go with the flow, and also recognize when it's someone else's journey as well, and trying to step back from trying to control what happens with others as well, because I think that's been a big thing as well over the years, trying to control what my child does, or my partner, or whatever.
Where do you think that's come from? Why do you think that has been part of your journey?
The control?
Yeah.
Possibly because as a child I never felt like I had any control or any say over where I went or what I did. I mean, I went to 6 schools in 7 years, because Dad moved around a lot with work, and we never had a say in that. We never had a choice about that. It was just, this is what we're doing. And so I think when you don't have control over areas in your life, you tend to then try and control things outside of you, outside of your own control. so to speak.
So anything you can control, you will control. You'll grip on to control it, because then you feel safety in the control.
Absolutely. And
what about what comes up for me too is like kind of a self-worth thing that comes up for like personally myself as well. I get a lot of worth. Like I feel like it was the control being the safety and anything. You know, I mean, look, and as well, can we just look at because look at this year, 2020, where things went out of control. Everything was kind of taken away from a lot of people. And uncertainty, we're not wired for uncertainty.
No, that's right. And that's, I mean, 2020 for a lot of people, and me included, has been, like, it's been a catalyst for me in stepping back and looking at my life and what I'm doing with it and where I want to go and what opportunities are there for me out there. And it's actually been, in a lot of ways, it's actually been really good for me.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been a lot of uncertainty, a lot of change, a lot of people around me that are frightened. I have elderly parents, so from that point of view, it's been, but again, it's learning to control what I can control. I can't control what's out there. I can't control how my mum feels, or that dad's 84 and still driving an Uber with lung cancer. I can't control any of that.
Yeah.
Because that's their journeys. What I can control is me and how I look at things and what I'm doing with my life. And this is where, I've spent the last 18 and a half years running a company that doesn't light my fire. It doesn't. It's not my passion, but I've done it because it paid the bills.
Yeah.
So this year has made me step back and go, you know what? I need to do this. This is my passion. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So and that's where that's what I can control.
What's that connection? What's that connection when you say like that's my passion? How does that feel for you? Like when you connect to that?
Oh, it feels wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like coming home.
Yeah.
When you've got a space that, like if you've got a home that's a space that you feel comfortable in and it's your home and you walk through the door and you go, oh, I'm home. That's what it feels like.
Compared to
when I'm actually doing my passion, which is my healing and my readings and running these women's circles and stuff like that, it makes me feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
And
Connected.
and even like I'm sort of stepping into as I said, I'm stepping into a lot of different things, and now I'm just looking at it and going, okay, let's do that then. It's sort of like, when it feels right. I'm not sort of going so much. I'm just going, okay, so we're going to be doing this. I get information and I go, oh, okay. I did a sound healing with a wonderful girl up here, Angel Love, and if anybody gets a chance to go to one of her sound healings, please do. And I downloaded an entire weekend retreat throughout the process, and I went, okay, so I guess we're doing weekend retreats too now. So that's sort of and again, that comes back to like what I can control as well. Like I'm doing this stuff at my pace and that sort of thing as well. So instead of trying to control others, getting back to what we were talking about.
I can so relate to that. I can so relate to that journey of control. Control is certainty, or perceived certainty. Perceived. Not true. And that has so much been my journey too. Controlling. Not giving we're all all individual souls on our own journey, all connected, but completely individual. You know, when we talk about our kids, you know, like it's been an undoing, you know, for Connor, and it's still there. Like my son, like, you know, there's so many elements I still want to control, you know. He's just sort of stepping out into that next, you know, the chapter changed, you know, this weekend of, you know, like him, you know, stepping into his adulthood, and it's like, oh my gosh, I also want to, I could feel myself wanting to keep him safe and controlled, and like just had to like step back and watch him blossom, you know, and let him be himself and his own being. And it's so beautiful, and just removing that attachment from any kind of outcome.
Yeah.
To, you know, I think, and you spoke about like being in the flow, you know, and like that transition from control into flow. So what happened there for you? Like, was there a course, or was there any kind of pivotal moments on that journey that kind of shifted that?
I think it's been, you know, it's, I don't know that it's just been one thing necessarily. I think it's been, you know, a journey in itself. But as we were saying the other day, you know, the goddess retreat in Bali was a huge turning thing for me. A lot shifted for me during that journey. And it's you know, again, I'm still a work in progress. I don't get it right all the time. You know, like, yeah, I've got a 16-year-old who doesn't know where he's going or what he's doing. So, you know,
I'm 49 and don't know where I'm doing, you know, like, you know, like I'm getting better at it, but I've only started to learn that in my 40s.
That's it. So, you know, it's still, you know, trying to allow him to find his own way. That's a challenge for me at the moment. But,
yes, it is, isn't it? I'd love to speak to that, because I think, you know, a lot of, like, it's such a challenge watching that. I can imagine, like, because I'm not there yet, but like watching that from my own conditioning as to what that was for me growing up. You know, what society projects on us, what it should look like. You know, there's a lot of judgment, you know, self-judgment, other judgment, I would suspect within that. I'm sure that's what I will be facing when this really happens, you know, when it comes to play. Especially when if we sit back and let them flow, let them find their way, when you just take the grip off, and you're still there to keep them safe, but the grip is off and you're letting them stumble.
Yeah, well, that's it. And you know, I mean, it's through that we learn. And also, you know, I've had this conversation actually a couple of times recently, where as a parent, all you can do is work with the knowledge that you have at that particular point in time. You know, so as far as guiding them or doing that sort of thing, you know, you only do what you know at the time, and you can't second guess yourself with it. You just got to, you know, do what feels right at the time, and trust that they will be who they will be anyway, you know.
Because the life's already planned, effectively. You know, isn't it? I mean, I believe that. I believe our life is planned. And
I mean, my belief around that is that with most things, we still have, you know, we still have a freedom of choice.
Yeah, totally.
We still have, you know, do we go down this route or that route? You know, so we still have that freedom of choice. It's still up to us. But, you know, if we're meant to get to a certain place, then that's where we'll get to. Whether we go, you know, straight there, or whether we go off round here and up there and down there and round there, and we'll still end up at the same place, you know.
And all those lessons that we'll get doing that will just be amazing for what our growth that we needed to do, the healing that we needed to do. That person that has to go straight didn't need those lessons, but we did, or they did, or whatever, you know. And it's all is what it needs to be. It's just
Absolutely. And one thing that I've found over the years too, because I've sort of worked in and out of my healing business and different things over the years as well, that it's amazing how often I'll go through something, I'll have an experience of something, whatever it be, and then I have all these people drawn in, either one to support me or for me to support them around what it is that I've just learnt.
yeah.
And that was a huge thing. I probably that recognition probably came in about 20 years ago, and that was a huge one for me. Was this, like whatever I go through is perfect for where I'm at and where I'm headed.
Yeah.
And so then to try and transfer that onto my dealings with my son, around wherever he is at the moment is perfect for him.
100%, isn't it? And I know we've had conversations as well of how these people, these little children that aren't so little anymore, that come into our life to teach us more. Like kind of
massive lessons,
massive teacher, massive. And I think, oh my God, let's talk to that too. Like that in itself, like from my own upbringing, and I'm sure you're going to relate to this, the own upbringing of parents control their children and tell them what to do, and you speak blah blah blah, to now us surrendering and noticing that we're kind of all equal here. We're all equal souls. There's no hierarchy. We're all teachers of the teachers, and we're all students all at the same time. There's no...
Absolutely.
I mean, the parents still has some more knowledge, and we're here to keep them safe, but it's really from a really different place. And I will still go to that place and do that, because that's my conditioning. That's the way I was brought up. But I see it, I feel it. Makes me feel sick every time I do it.
Yes.
Backing off and coming in to to the equal human. Like we're human. They're not, it was very, very much like that on me, and that's no disrespect to my parents whatsoever, because we only know what we know, and we do what we have to do, and
that's it.
All it is. And my child will be sitting here when he's 40, probably saying lots of stuff about me, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's that is a huge thing too, is being able to step out of what you learnt, and particularly a lot of these kids these days that are on the spectrum, they work completely differently to what they don't thrive under that do as do as I say, not as I do, and all that sort of stuff. They are monkey see, monkey do, more so than any other child. But so it is about sitting back and listening to them as well.
Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I could talk about that topic for forever.
Yeah,
I really,
there might be another.
It could be, like it's really passionate for me. Like I think it's I've got a lot of passion around that, and especially my brother's got mental health issues, and we've got lots of things there, and it's a whole other topic. But just from reflection and like sort of stepping back from all those kind of areas now, and like seeing the conditioning that I've had all my life as to what that kind of person looks like. Because in our era, like in our age bracket, somebody with that, like on the spectrum kind of stuff, wasn't seen. They were naughty people, and like, so it's been a whole like I've had grief, like it still comes and goes, this grief that sorry, dog's barking next door. This grief that comes, up and disappears, is to, because we only knew what we knew until we knew something different.
Absolutely.
And I really want to talk more about that topic, because I think it's really powerful for us to understand more about it and to be able to share more of that as well.
Yeah.
So your work in progress, sorry, my dog. I tell you, what a funny
love
day.
life.
What a funny
videos,
day. Don't work with technology, don't work with kids, and don't work with dogs. Is that what that's like? You know?
Yep.
I know you can hear Lola next door, the dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He'll bark, go nuts. Sit down, Bubs. Sit down. Good boy. Yeah, good. I don't know that, good boy, but that's okay. Lola's out there. I know. Yeah. So the work in progress is, I think that's it, isn't it? Forever.
It is, and that's always been my thing too. Is that, you know, like the day we stop learning is the day we die. Whether that be physically or not, it's still, to me. Yeah. So I'm always on this mission, always on this lookout for what else can I learn? What else can I
unlearn?
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. You know, what else can I do to unlearn that which I've been programmed? Because we've been conditioned and programmed by and no disrespect to anybody, but parents, teachers, you know,
society,
your neighbours, the person down the street, you know, like life in general. We've been conditioned, and I think too that's, you know, like a lot of a lot of my belief system has changed over the years around a lot of things. You know, and whether it be, you know, like religion or politics, I don't get into anyway, but, you know, my spiritual journey, you know, all sorts of different things, you know, it all changes and evolves, and people around you, you know, as well, you know, like as you go through different stages, there's different people come into your life, and people fall off as you move to different things, and that's life as well, you know. And so we meet wonderful people like you,
and you know, I know, like it's incredible, like the different connections that you have on the way, and I think sometimes that those connections, though we don't see each other and we don't speak to each other, you know, very often whatsoever, but there's an anchor there, because we get the journey, we get the evolution, we get the healing, we understand. Some of it's pretty, some of it's not. And
a lot of it's not. When you go through growth,
and we've seen a lot of each other, you know, like we've been on a journey.
We have been on a journey.
So, you know, it's you know, so instantly you have that kind of connection.
Yeah.
You have that common ground, and it's a beautiful thing, and we can sit side by side, cheering each other on, celebrating each other's wins and you know, falls, and you know, as sisterhood, you know, just beautiful sisterhood. One moment, the doggy wants to go out.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just such a beautiful thing. So tell me, to wrap this up, tell me what you're up to. Tell us about, you know, what's going on and what's coming up for you.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm close to reopening my clinic for, you know, doing my readings and healings, and I do energy healing, which is a little bit like Reiki without all the stuff that Reiki works with symbols and structure a little bit more than what I do. I guess for hands-on healing, better, but I do you know, crystals and all sorts of different things in that. I might do a reading as part of it, or I do access bars. There's another process called Horseman technique. So, you know, like every treatment is different. Running women's circles the 2nd and 4th Monday of the month in Peachester.
Where are you located?
Peachester.
And where's that?
Sunshine Coast hinterland, probably halfway between Glasshouse and Mullaney. Up in the hills there at the moment. So yeah, in the process of renovating everything, and then going to be selling and going somewhere. So stay tuned. When I find out, you'll find out.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
Always do that. It's time to move. Yeah, but where are you moving to? I don't know. I'll know when the time's right.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've got a vision board workshop happening on the 5th of December.
Beautiful.
So that's a big push for getting the renovations finished.
Yep.
At least to a point, so that I can have that here. So that's exciting. That the vision board workshop is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's finally happening. Somebody said to me, because I said something about waiting till next year, and they're like, no, you don't need to wait till next year. Is this year? And I'm like, no. But then I went, yeah, why not? Okay, 5th of December sounds like a good day. So that's that. Other workshops and retreats and things are still, a work in progress. Hoping to run at least one retreat next year.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, so for the moment, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing my healings and stuff. So if anybody wants to book in now, that's
amazing, honey. As I said, like this group in here is about like supporting each other in our transformation, in our journey, in that that path, that pathway, what you're doing right now, and to celebrate each other in that. So and one of the what's the word? I'm going to say rules. I don't like that word. What's the word? Prerequisite to share our gifts is to do one of these lives with me. So from exactly. So people can get to know you. You've contributed to the group with your wisdom. So now you can also obviously share your, invite you now to share, your healings, anything that you're coming, that's coming up. Events for you, you pop that into this group, and you've got that platform as well. And obviously, in saying that too, the whole thing is invite your friends in there, and and we become this collaborative group that can share and connect. And I'm completely transparent. I've still got my other business that I will be putting stuff in here as well. So we just become the vehicles. We all get different vehicles that we can plug into and share, and just co-create to become better, more expressed humans. Well, because I think this is where we need to express.
Yay!
We are, and this is a safe haven to do that. And I'll just invite anybody. Like, anyone got any ideas that they want to see in this group, or what they want? Let us know.
Absolutely.
It's not just me running this group. I see this group as a frequency and a vibration for all of us to contribute.
Yeah. And it's a wonderful group.
Thank you. Really, yeah, it feels good.
I've done a wonderful job.
Tried to do this several times and it just hasn't gelled, and now it's feeling really good. I love this Wisdom Wednesdays. It really lights me up. Love it.
Yeah. No, now's the time, sweetheart.
It is. We're all together. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanks for the support. And,
absolutely.
Sister. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, my love. I will have to, wrap this up, and you can send me all those links to all that stuff. That would be amazing, and I'll do up I'll tidy this up, and I'll put that in the group with all your details.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, sweetheart.
Sharing this beautiful energy.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you
for allowing me to step out of my comfort zone again. Love you, darling.
Love you,
bye.